Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Tom.
And this is the Park Bench.
And as the light fades in this lovely little bit of Highgate, as we steadily become more and more dark and grainy on the camera, as the winter nights, well, the autumn nights draw in.
Yeah, it's only 6:30.
It's properly autumnal. I really like this. This is my favourite season.
Oh, I hate it.
Really? So this was going to be about television, but we've got a diversion here.
Less daylight means unhappy Matt.
Okay, less pollen means happy Tom.
Right.
I'm good. There's less chance of me getting sunburnt, and there's less pollen around, so I'm very happy. I like it. It's all bonfire nights and warm fires and stuff like that. Warm fires in my tiny little flat. Anyway, I've been watching some television lately. Yeah, that was which would not be remarkable several years ago.
But it's now 2017, and no one does that. I assume you've been watching programmes that have been produced for a televisual-like format, but you've been watching them online on other platforms.
Yes, of course
than
I
this
have,
one.
Because
who waits for a specific time to watch a TV show?
Yeah, that's true. I was going to recommend some. We've never done that. Ooh. And it seems weird to recommend an entire other medium that you can't put a 2x speed up on. But
you have to wait for the DVD.
Yeah. But I was going to recommend some television on the grounds that I've seen some good stuff. First of all, The Good Place.
Is that about a fish and chip shop?
There was actually an old fish and chip shop in my old hometown called Mark's Place or something like that.
Yeah, there was something similar in York.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's a sitcom by the same person who did Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Parks and Rec and a whole lot of other well-rated sitcoms I've not seen.
I've heard of those.
I'm being very careful here because I would like everyone who follows this recommendation to go in absolutely unspoiled. The first season is quite slow. You only need to watch the first few and the last few of it. But season 2 is genuinely some of the best television I've seen in a long, long while. Do
you need to have watched the first series to watch the second series?
Yes, absolutely. But you don't need to have watched all of it. You can get away with the first few and the last few.
Right.
And then season 2 is it's like nothing, and it's broadcast television in the US.
Oh, okay.
So this is like the regular with commercials. This is not like a streaming platform or anything like that. It's genuinely got a serial thing to it. They're not resetting at the end of every episode. There's a plot. It's complicated. I am having yelling matches with a friend about plot possibilities and discussions.
Okay.
It's lovely. However, I don't actually want to say anything about this because it's really, really spoilery.
So you can't even say... So is it a drama or is it a comedy?
It's a sitcom.
It's a sitcom?
It's a sitcom.
Okay.
And the first 5 minutes, the protagonist appears, is told that she is dead, but it's okay because she's got to the good place.
Oh, okay.
However, you also learn a couple of minutes later that she is not meant to be in the good place, that there has been an administrational cock-up. Follow from there.
That's enough to go on. I like not having spoilers, and that is just the kernel.
Yes. However, I have very strong opinions on this and on how season 2 is going, which I shall now place in. I will put in. Have you heard of Rot 13?
Yes.
Yeah, Rot 13, where you Caesar cipher all the stuff. 13 characters. Yeah. That's going in the description. I have strong opinions on this show.
Wow, that's a great way of hiding spoilers.
Yes.
So the people that want to know have to.
Yeah, and please do that in the comments as well. Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it. Hate spoilers. Saying from that tiny little nugget of it, someone else recommended that to me recently as well and said it was good.
Yeah. What about you? What have you seen?
My favourite TV show of the moment is Taskmaster.
Yes.
It is a panel game show thing on Dave. That's the name of a TV channel in the UK. And they've gone for that TV channel's usual method of getting a format, which is go to the Edinburgh Fringe, watch the Edinburgh Fringe, take the format and the format creator, and then put in someone slightly more famous next to them. So I think it was Alex Horne's thing at Edinburgh Fringe, and they have Greg Davies, a comedian, presenting it.
I am angry about how good Taskmaster is, because it is such a good. Do you want to?
It is. It's a 6 or however many episode series. In every episode, it is the same panel of 6 or however many people. They're all fine. They're all comedians or presenters or people that are reasonably well known or reasonably funny.
And reasonably good on camera.
Yes. And they are set a series of challenges which are ludicrous in the best way. And it's the kind of thing where you have to read the rules very carefully, or you have to know what the rules aren't saying.
Yeah, there's
to get ahead.
there's normally a clever loophole for something.
And the judging of how they do in it isn't based on the rule set, it's based on whatever Greg Davies thinks is best or funnier.
Yeah, I'm angry about this because I could have come up with this.
Yeah.
Any of us could. Get some people who are funny, get them to do things separately, film it, edit it, get them on a stage, and reveal how they've done to each other with comments. Like, that is blindingly obvious in hindsight, and I could have done that 3-4 years ago. I just didn't think of it.
Yeah.
And I get frustrated with myself when something that's so obvious in hindsight comes along.
And it's so well executed. They are on their 5th series now, and I think it's available on the TV channel's website if you want to get it from there. And you can watch all of the series and start from 1.
Yeah.
Bloody brilliant.
They are doing a Champion of Champions 2-part special over Christmas.
Oh, are they?
Yes,
Ooh.
with the 5 winners.
Okay.
Of which 4 we know. The 5th one, we also know.
Oh yes, we saw we were in the audience for the last episode of the current series.
We went to the live recording, which was at Pinewood Studios and took ages. But
yes.
Yeah.
But it was still very funny.
Yeah.
That TV show, I have never come as close to pissing myself laughing as this before. And I was in danger territory. I had to run or waddle or whatever you do in that situation to make yourself not actually piss, because there was definite urine somewhere. It just hasn't come out. I can't. People I sit with at work must have got bored of me recommending this and talking about piss.
Yeah. Okay. What else? I saw, and I don't think so. It's on YouTube. You need to be in the US in order to watch it, or you need to know how to use very basic stuff to see stuff that's in the US for this. So I will. But given it was streamed off YouTube, I don't feel uncomfortable about saying, yeah, I saw it for a proxy. The first episode of Ducktales, the new version, is up on YouTube.
Oh.
Do you remember Ducktales from your?
I remember its existence. I could sing a bit of the theme tune. I'm not going to. Oh, woo is all you're getting.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about it, but I remember I have seen bits of it.
So I liked the original as a kid, and I am also enough of a nerd that I got. So as a kid, some of the Disney comics I read had Don Rosa's Life and Times of Uncle Scrooge, or Life and Times of Scrooge
What's
McDuck.
that?
So, Disney nerdery. The Disney Ducks were, I'm not sure it was invented, but certainly codified by a guy called Carl Barks. And he wrote the...
As in Marx, but with slightly different...
B-A-R-K-S, Carl Barks. And he made beautiful, classic comics.
Sorry, that's a dog dressed up as...
Carl Barks. Yeah, okay. I'm going to finish this. He did beautiful comics about, and they sort of set the rules for what the characters did over time. But they placed, Scrooge McDuck in all sorts of locations and things, and all sorts of references to his growing up.
Giving him a history of
how he became the richest duck in the world. But that story was never told until a guy called Don Rosa comes along and goes, right, with Disney's backing and everything like that, I'm going to write Scrooge's life story. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write, draw everything. And it became the series that I read as a kid, and then I bought the trade paperback off when I grew up. And they're beautifully done comics. They do that thing where there's loads of background details. Like someone's clearly spent a lot of time on every single continuity nod. And, given that some of the original Disney Ducks comics are quite old now, even tries to sort of retcon and reconcile a lot of the more questionable bits that were in there. There's a lot of really good stuff. So, yeah, like the characters, like Scrooge McDuck, like that whole ethos. Ducktales comes along as a TV show as a kid, and I remember liking it. This new one is brilliant.
Really?
They've done a really good job of updating it.
I think I heard that there were well-known people involved in it.
Yeah, David Tennant is voicing Scrooge McDuck.
Whoa!
Yes. And he obviously has a Scottish accent. He's playing it up to a lot more. The characters are a lot more developed. You don't just have the 3 nephews who are identical now. They've got personalities. I've only seen 1 episode, but I can tell them apart now. You know, they've updated pretty much everything, and it works. And the artwork looks good. And it's Disney doing cartoons in the modern day, and there are a lot of good cartoons for kids out there now.
Now, did you enjoy that first episode for nostalgic reasons because you're used to it, or would an adult that hasn't seen it before still enjoy it, do you think?
Don't know. If you at all know the Disney Ducks and all that, and if you like Ducktales as a kid, I would thoroughly recommend trying the first one of this.
Because I'd expect, unlike a lot of Disney films where it's aimed at everyone-ish, this might be aimed more at kids.
There were certainly some adult gags in there.
Okay.
Well, not adult gags, it's Disney XD, but, you know, gags that were... background gags that were aimed at adults. Okay. And enough continuity nods in there that I went, oh, that's nice. They bothered to put that in. They bothered to research that thing from Karl Barks' comic, and there's a reference to it in the background.
So they're keeping the canon.
Yeah. As much as you can in a universe where everything resets at the end of every episode. Yeah. But yeah, there were some really nice bits in there. It was lovely.
Cool.
Yeah, that's...
I can come back with another kids' cartoon that I like.
Is it Adventure Time?
No.
Oh, right.
Well, yeah, I like that. I haven't seen enough of it, actually.
Yeah.
I was going to say We Bare Bears.
Ah, okay. Have heard of it, haven't seen it.
I found it on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
It's 3 bears who live together and act like people. It's so aimed at kids, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't Dimitri Martin doing the voices of one of those?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's really good.
I realise that 2 grown adults on a park bench enthusing about kids' cartoons is... like, we're pretty high up the nerdery scale here at the minute. But yeah, kids have really good cartoons these days.
Yeah. Well, they still did before. Like Dexter's Lab and Johnny Bravo and Powerpuff Girls, that whole end of the spectrum I can still watch and have done on streaming services.
Yeah, but now they have plots. Like, now they have, like, story arcs. And it's not just a one-off gag each episode. There's like, Ducktales has a setup at the end of the, without going to spoilers, at the end of that first double-length episode. No, because there's a really good, you're setting up a plot line for the whole season here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Like, that's the thing cartoons can do now, because they know kids are going to watch them on catch-up devices.
Yeah.
On that note, I have one more.
Okay.
One more. I am 3 episodes into Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that off-camera. Let's ask you on-camera. Is it any good?
Okay, I've got a lot of baggage with this, because like Star Trek is the universe that I grew up in as a nerdy kid, right? I never watched Star Wars until I was like, I think at university. I was very much a Star Trek.
I don't like Star Wars. I find it really boring.
Yeah, so I grew up watching Star Trek, and while I acknowledge that it is not particularly good science fiction, and that it hasn't aged well. There's a lot of emotional connection to that because that was the universe I grew up in. So I am one of the fans that they are trying to appease while changing the show a lot. And I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Because you're on the other end of the spectrum to what they're going to be trying to achieve, because I assume they're going to try and keep it exciting like the films are, with constant action like everything Marvel is, because that's what TV is now.
So...
Because old Star Trek Next Generation, which I watched, is slow.
Yeah, absolutely. I
probably couldn't watch it now, to be
fair. It seems to be in the same mould, and I say this having not seen the series, but from what someone, from the enthusiastic conversation I had with other Star Trek fan friends about this, that it seems to be in the same mould as Westworld. It's darker.
Wasn't that old film on boats? Not old 90s film about boats.
That's Waterworld.
Oh. Okay. I've made that mistake before many times.
Or Game of Thrones, or something like that.
Right.
They've got a story arc for the season.
Oh.
It's definitely got continuity, even though there are standalone episodes, and there are going to be standalone, we're going to go do this Monster of the Week stuff. There is a plot overarching the whole thing. It is darker, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. There was body horror in episode 3, which Star Trek has never ever done before. Oh, actually, that's not true.
No, it's just technology.
That's not true. The first series of Star Trek Next Generation literally has someone's head explode.
Ooh.
And First Contact had that drill going into someone's eye. So yeah, okay, it has done it before. It's not done like Okay, I realise this as I say it, that my nerd brain has come up with 3 counter-arguments. Yes, they have done it. They've done it in multiple episodes. And I should shut the hell up because it just means makeup's a bit more realistic now and the CG gore looks a bit better. I don't like blood and gore. So if they're going all this way with Star Trek, I'm not going to like it. But, yeah, I can't tell whether I like it because it's a good show or I like it because I just enjoy being back in that universe, however it is.
Okay. That's the thing with long plotty things. I don't have the attention span while watching anything to remember that I'm the same with books. I can quite easily get a third, half or 2/3 of the way through a book. I have done that with more books than I've completed because I just put it down and then forget that I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Same with TV series. Mr. Robot, that's one everyone went on about. I watched that for 3 episodes and forgot. Yeah. And I don't care that I haven't finished it. It just went on for too long.
Yeah.
And actually a lot of these streaming stuff, because they don't have set length, then they make them too long for me. I can only sit and concentrate for about half an hour watching anything. Except Taskmaster, which will keep my attention for the full hour.
All right.
So is this all story archy?
It is all story archy. It's probably not. Okay, so there will now follow, I'm going to put a countdown clock on screen until this Star Trek rant is over. But I have opinions. Star Trek Voyager. The plot of that was that a starship is sent to the other side of the galaxy. It's going to take them about 70 years to get home. They're going to have to compromise, going to have to do that. But they never had to compromise. Everything reset at the end of the episode with rare exceptions. It was just a regular series because that's what they had to do in the 90s and 2000s.
And you can pick a random episode and just watch it.
And you'll know pretty much what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a 2-parter somewhere in there. But as long as you know vaguely what's going on, you're going to be fine. Halfway through that series, through the 7 seasons, one of the plots that they stumble upon another Federation ship which has been thrown across the galaxy and which has not fared as well as they have. And they have had to compromise all their ideals. They are literally summoning aliens from another dimension and using them as fuel to survive.
Oh, wow.
It's dark. And I remember watching that, and that was when I was starting to fall out of love with Star Trek. Because that's a better series. I want to see the last 4 years as they started out idealistic and ended up 4 years later having to compromise everything. Like, there's 4 years of plot that you've just thrown away.
I haven't seen it. Isn't that how Breaking Bad works?
Yes! So I realise that with Star Trek Discovery, I have basically got what I wished for.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Because it is darker, and it is about compromise, and it is not this idealistic episode of the week where everyone comes out okay at the end.
You just sat there going, yes, but you're doing it wrong because I've been imagining this for so many years, and I didn't imagine it like that.
I'm not sure I wanted what I thought I wanted. I need to get a few more episodes in before I realise, can I go home again? Do I just have to accept that maybe DS9 is as far as it should have ever gone down there? I don't know. Ask me again in a few weeks.
People not wanting what they thought they wanted.
Yeah, that's a plot there. Admittedly, it's I Dream of Jeannie from the 60s, but yeah. So there you go. That's some television. I think I basically just wanted to get that Star Trek rant off my chest. I think that's basically why I suggested this video.
I mean, I'm intrigued in watching it, but not enough.
Yeah.
I like the old stuff. I've liked the new films. I should probably try it, but I know I'm going to forget about it and then end up with a subscription ticking away back there that I forget about.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Like that.
It's on Netflix.
And the bell tolls. We can end it there.
That's good timing, that. I hope that bell popped up on the microphone, because if not, that'll sound terrible. I'll be honest, I'm still a bit sad about the Star Trek experience in Vegas closing, and that was
what was it?
It's like a theme park attraction where you got to ride in a shuttle and got beamed up to the Enterprise.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It's closed 10 years ago. I'm still a little bit sad. Still a little bit sad.
I was thinking, wait, you said it was closed. Oh, a decade ago.
Yeah.